Have you ever asked the question, who am I? Think about it. Who am I? Now, Genesis 1:26 to 27 tells us who we are. So, verse 26 tells us that God said, "Let us make man." And verse 27 says, "So God created man." Who am I? I was in the thought of God. And because God is an intentional God, He ensured or He formed me, He formed you. So, yes, we were in the thoughts of God, but God wanted His thoughts to become a reality. Hence, He formed us. Now, make in Hebrew is asa. And what it really means is to do, is to accomplish. While bara means to shape out a divine activity. So when we were in the thought of God, or when God considered to make us, right, He wanted to accomplish something. And when He formed us, it was from His hands. So His thoughts came into play. His thoughts, became a reality. If we look on the creation story, so creation story was day 1 to day 6. But day 1 to 5 is completely different from day 6. Have you ever seen the difference or thought about it? What was so different between day 6 and the other days of creation? Well, day 1 to 5, if you read it, it speaks about God saying, "Let there be," and there was. Right? Let there be, and there was. But on day 6, He formed man. He shaped man in His image and in His likeness. Genesis 1 verse 1 tells us that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. So it therefore means that everything that was created by God, it came from the earth or from the heavens. So day 1 to day 5 speaks about let there be. So for example, I think on day 5, when He created the trees and all of that, He said, "Let there be." So the trees came from the very earth itself, right? But on day 6, it wasn't His mouth that spoke, but His hands did something as well. So while He spoke on the other days, His hands formed us in His likeness and is in His image. Now, if we think about a potter, if a potter has a lump of clay, right? And from the lump of clay, he creates many things, numerous things, whatever he wants to create. So, say for example, he creates a flower pot. Now, the potter doesn't just play with the clay. No, he plays with the clay, make the clay into something or create something from the clay that is functional. So, say we have a potter, the potter has a clay, he makes a flower pot. Now, the flower pot is not just to, look all lovely and all of that. No, the flower pot's function is to what? Contain beautiful flowers, enhances the flower, right? So, God, being the divine potter, formed us in His hand. So, we are made from dust of the ground. So, He took the dust, spent time on the dust, formed us. Now, if God thought about creating man, right, from both the earth and the divine, because we came from dust and we came from we are the splitting image of God, so we are both earthly and heavenly. And if He thought about forming us, it means that He would have spent quality time in forming us. So we are perfect because it is the divine potter who created us, who shape us out in His image and His likeness. Who am I? Think about it. Who am I? Who am I? You're perfectly carved out by a God who thought about you. And He didn't just think about you, but He ensured that you are here today to hear or to be reminded that you are created in the image and in the likeness of God. Who am I?